So in this little video here, I'm going to teach you how to earn money with this Plan Your Life workbook. Just in case you think you're not ready because you don't know enough about it, I'm going to say that you are ready right now to start earning an income with this workbook. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it in the next few minutes. This workbook you received when you joined my mailing list, so you should have it on your computer and you should be using it already, but just in case you're not, you can find it. It's in lesson number 1 of your free 30-day Mind Power course that you received when you signed up to my mailing list. So you should be able to find that on your email. If you haven't already downloaded the workbook, then I suggest you do that too. But even if you don't, it doesn't matter because we're only going to work with one of the worksheets right now, and I'm going to tell you how to earn money with it. My favorite worksheet is the past successes list, so I'm going to suggest that you take that one because this is the easiest thing to start with, and it's the most dramatic. As a matter of fact, I've said in the past, maybe as a joke, if I did nothing else for the rest of my life but talk about the past successes list, that would be enough. That would change people's lives, change their worlds. So anyway, here we go. There's 2 worksheets in this binder. One is called the Past Successes. On the top of the worksheet, it says Past Successes. Here's a list of things I have done in the past that were successful. They might have been very small, requiring very little effort, or very difficult, requiring a lot of effort and persistence. But whatever the case, I will list them here. So that worksheet is where you list your past successes. And the way you work with them is you use this past successes worksheet. On the left column, it says past success. You just choose any past success that you want. Anything that to you qualifies as a success. Anything that makes you feel good when you think about doing it or having done it. And then on the right-hand side, associated feelings and emotions. There's a middle column that says what it means about me. But we're going to talk about that at a later point. So here's what you do. If you have your past successes worksheet out, if you don't have one, just take a sheet of paper. It doesn't matter. And you make a line down the middle, and on the left-hand side, you write your past success. And then on the right-hand side, you write your associated feelings and emotions. So here's what you do. Choose a past success. Write it on the left side of that paper. Close your eyes and think about it. Send your mind back there and re-experience that event, that situation in your imagination, and notice how you feel. What good feelings are you feeling in association with that past successful event? List those 1, 2, 3 words, 4 words on the right side of the paper. Okay, good. Now, look at the words that you've written on the right side of the paper, those positive, successful feelings and emotions, and just bring those feelings back into your body and your imagination right now. If it says successful, then feel successful. If it says happy, feel happy. If it says respected, feel respected. If one of the things you wrote down was, I feel like a winner, then make yourself feel like a winner again using your imagination. So that's the idea. You just get those feelings back into your body using your imagination and your memory. And you can emphasize those, turn them up a little bit, like you're increasing the brightness so they're a little more bright and very colorful. If you can put some color into your picture, into your memory, then that's good. And you might even be able to remember some sounds that were there at the time that you experienced this past success. Are there other people in your memory that were there? Can you hear their voices? Can you hear them saying anything? Was there any nature sounds, any auditory input at all that you can remember? Just bring it in now. Notice what it feels like to feel happy, to feel successful, to feel proud, to feel like a winner. any of the feelings that you might have written down on the right side of the page. Just notice those feelings in your body right now. Bring them in, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, whatever you have, and just notice how they feel. Now, here's the thing to notice. How do you feel now compared to 5 minutes ago? If one of the words is happy, just say to yourself, how happy do I feel right now compared to how I felt 5 minutes ago before I started this worksheet? And notice if it's higher or not on a scale of 10. Are you feeling happier now? Yes or no? Chances are good you're going to say yes, because you're remembering that feeling, so you're feeling that feeling again, whereas maybe 10, 15 minutes ago you weren't thinking about it. Likewise with feeling number 2, feeling number 3, feeling number 4. If you feel better now thinking about those categories of words I call past successes, listing those memories on that worksheet, and you feel a little bit better right now than you did 5 or 10 minutes ago before you started this exercise, then that proves something. It proves that you can feel better in just a minute or two by thinking about some specific thought. It proves that because you just did it. You just proved it for yourself. Simply by remembering a situation in the past, you now feel a little better about your life, about yourself, about the situation. The reason I wrote the book Mind, Time, and Power is because I realized that a memory is not a recording, which most people think. It's actually a connection, like a telephone connection or a connection over Zoom on your computer. It's that kind of a connection. So if you imagine speaking to somebody, a friend of yours, the information is traveling back and forth in that connection between you and your friend. So you ask your friend what it's like where they are, and they tell you, then you have more information. And if you tell them what the weather's like where you are, then they have more information about your situation. So the information is going back and forth through that telephone connection. So what we're doing is we are demonstrating that the same thing is true in time. Part of your mind travels in time, and that part of your mind is called the conscious awareness. So you can think of your conscious awareness like a little point that moves in time the same way a drone moves through space. If you have a drone, you can fly it 100 yards away. And you can do the same thing with your inner awareness. You can move it in time to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when those past successes were happening. And you can bring in the information, the images, the sounds, the feelings from that time and that place. So we just proved that to be true. At least in this sense, your mind is working like a time machine, kind of like a cosmic telephone call or a cosmic drone that you can send through time. So you can stream these images, sounds, feelings from the past into the present, just the same as you can stream a movie or a TV show on your computer or your television into your present. So memory is not simply a recording or a picture of the past. It is a connection to the past. That is the key to not only this exercise that we're doing right now with the Past Successes worksheet, but it's the key to you earning an income with this worksheet. Because what I'm suggesting you do now is next time you're talking to a friend of yours, say to them, hey, I just got this great book and this great workbook that is helping me plan my life and feel better about my life. And also, I'm learning how to set goals and literally create more of the things I want in my life through the law of attraction and my own conscious efforts. So it's really exciting. It's really interesting. And if you're interested, I can show you one of the worksheets that's in this workbook. If you'd like to know about it, I'll buy you a cup of coffee. I'll meet you in an XYZ coffee shop tomorrow or the next day, whenever you can make an appointment. and you say to your buddy, hey, I'm going to show you this workbook that I've got and see what it's about. So you sit down with your buddy for a cup of coffee and you say, okay, I got this workbook and this material from this fellow named Anthony Hamilton. And so I'm learning how to use it. And one of the things that's in here is called a past successes worksheet. So you take a piece of paper and you draw a line down the middle. On the left side of the page, you write down a past success. And on the right side of the page, you write down the associated feelings and emotions that are connected to that past success. Just write down a past success or one or two past successes. Write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feelings that are connected with those past successes. That's the exercise. And you say to your friend, now, as we do this, I want you to agree that I'm going to share a technique with you that is so valuable, it's worth paying money for. So I'm going to ask you, before we start this little demonstration here, that you agree that you're going to give me some money. Anything from $1 on up is fine, but you have to agree that you're going to give me some money for this. I'm going to teach you something and you're going to pay for it. $1 is fine. Anything over $1 is great. Okay? And if your partner says, well, okay, that sounds reasonable. Sure. I mean, if I think it's a good idea and I think it's valuable, then sure, I'll pay you $1 for it. The main thing is there has to be an exchange of money. That's the key. And so $1 is fine. If your friend agrees he's going to pay $1 if he likes this exercise, that's fine. And if at the end of the exercise he agrees that, hey, this is a really interesting idea, that I can change my feelings and emotions in the present, I can feel better about myself and about my world and feel better in my body, not because something nice happened in the world, but because I thought about something. So my thought caused this positive feeling in my body right now, because my world hasn't changed sitting in this coffee shop with you. I'm just sitting here, and simply by remembering a past positive event, I make myself feel better. And that means that my mind acts like a kind of a time machine. Through time, I can bring information from my past, whether it was a week ago, a day ago, a month ago, a year ago, a decade ago, and I can bring that energy into my body in the form of images and sounds and feelings. That's a valuable piece of information and a useful piece of information. So I'm willing to pay money. Here's my donation. And so your friend will give you some money and you say, great, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Well, that's fantastic. So what you've done now is you've demonstrated that you can earn money by sharing information with your friend in the form of a worksheet from this workbook. And that's an important thing to realize, is that simply by being nice and sharing some of your information with a friend, you can generate income. That's a powerful idea. It might be an idea that you've never thought of before or never experienced before, but it doesn't matter. This is the point of this exercise for you. The point of it is that you're ready right now to take this worksheet, talk to a friend in a coffee shop, share this exercise with them, and have them agree that they're going to make a donation to you of $1 or more, depending on how they feel about it. And in the case that your friend says to you, well, I don't think this is worth any money, it's kind of a stupid idea, or they say, I already know this, this is nothing new to me. I know all about the mind and time travel and stuff. I watch Star Trek. So, thanks very much, but I don't think it's worth paying for. Then you say, fine, no problem. You're perfectly happy if they donate $1 or $2 or 10 or whatever to you. You're happy to take the money, or if they choose not to give you that, you're happy with that too. It makes no difference to you, right? So both of those are very powerful lessons to learn. Now, there's one more very powerful idea that I want to share with you right now. And when you're speaking to your friend and you're showing them this past success list idea, you can share it with your friend too. And that is this. Not only is it scientifically proven that your mind works the same in the past and in the future, like a kind of a time machine, but the scientists also have now proven, using something called a functional MRI, what they call neuroplasticity. In other words, any action, any behavior, any thought even, that you practice repeatedly over a period of time, and I'm talking 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, it's a proven fact now that your brain will change. And what you had to consciously do at first now happens unconsciously and automatically. So what this means for you and for your friend that you're sharing this information with, that if they practice this past success idea simply by meditating and remembering these past successful events and the feelings that are connected to them, within a very short time, their brain will change and they will feel happier, more successful, more powerful, more proud, more like a winner day by day. And they can prove this for themselves simply by repeating this exercise for a few minutes every day. The key to it is what they call repeated, focused attention. That's the key. That's the magic formula for causing neuroplasticity to work for you. So that's what I have for you today. Try this little exercise with a friend of yours and let me know if you're interested in learning more about creating an income by sharing this workbook with other people. This is Anthony Hamilton saying thank you and have a great day.